Hello, hello, and welcome to the very first Work With Me, Get Your Shit Done co-working session. So I'm glad that you're here. You can either join these sessions live or watch the replay and work along with the replay. Okay. There's a lot of science and research that I'll be sharing at the beginning of these sessions. And then we'll have a big chunk of work time. And at the end, we'll come back together and kind of reflect and talk about how it went. Now, this type of body doubling is really powerful for all of us. Those of us that have ADHD might be familiar with the concept of body doubling, but if you're not, basically the idea is we are more likely to do what we say we want to do if we do it together in this kind of a situation where we start at the beginning together, we work, we can, turn off our screens and our volume, and then we come back together to end it. So that is the kind of vein of this kind of a session. I will be hosting these weekly inside the community. And then eventually, I think I would like to put these on YouTube to broaden our audience and impact and help more people with their executive functioning and productivity and planning skills. Okay, so let's dive into it. I'm going to start a timer right now, a 10-minute timer, because I don't want to go past that because most of this time should be work time. So let me share my screen with you. And I have put this Google Doc in school. So basically, what I wanted to talk to you about for this first 10 minutes is our prefrontal cortex, which is the front part of our brain. And this is where our executive functions lie. And I'm going to be teaching you a lot about executive functions over time. But basically, in super simple terms, this part of our brain helps us remember what matters. So, our working memory is inside the front part of our brain, and it can hold a certain amount of steps and priorities for a certain length of time. Okay. The prefrontal cortex also helps you stay in control. Okay. Inhibition helps you pause and avoid distractions. So, that's also happening in the front part of your brain. And it also helps you switch tasks or things when needed. So there's a cognitive flexibility we have that helps us adjust when things need to change. Okay. And really, this is the basis of why we plan. And the reason we do it is because this part of the brain needs us to reduce our decisions and clear our mental clutter. So our working memory and our inhibition and our cognitive flexibility skills can work. Now, the good news is these are skills. So, by practicing together every single week, we're going to get better at using these executive functions. And therefore, during the co working, the actual work time of this session, you're going to get more done in that 45 minutes than you would have if you hadn't kind of joined this space, thought about your prefrontal cortex and your executive functions, and planned to get ready. Okay. So basically, what I'm going to share with you now is, and in each of these sections, is different sections on the Get Your Shit Done Without Burnout planner. Okay. This is a prototype version that I have, and it's coming on, showing up on Amazon here soon. But basically, this is what the final version looks like. It has all the same categories I have here, but I kind of changed the order and changed a few things around with the design. But basically, each week, we're just going to go into part of this together. I'm going to give you this digital version so you could print it, or you could just use a notebook, right? And do this same things together. Okay. So basically, today we're going to talk about two sections of it. We're going to talk about brain dumping and we're going to talk about time blocking. Okay. And then we're going to practice. We're going to do it together. So if you don't have a notebook or want to print this up, go ahead and pause the video here and grab that because you're going to need that to work from. Okay. So basically, let's talk about brain dumping first. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with brain dumping. The main purpose of why we do this is because it clears our working memory. Okay. So some things you're going to want to dump out of your brain are all those tasks that are on your mind, whether they need to be done today, tomorrow, in 1 year. Get them out of here, get them on paper. Okay. You're also want to do your self-care. You want to dump out what self-care you're going to do that day, because otherwise it just gets forgotten and I didn't have enough time. And that's a huge part of the Burn Bright Not Out system, is integrating your self-care. You're going to dump any worries you have, any ideas you have, any commitments you have, any open loops you have. Just whatever's on your mind, dump it. So you might dump your appointments, right? You can dump your self care. You can dump we'll talk about these other ones, not today, but next time. And then here's your main list of dumping, okay? All of your tasks. And I'm going to do this too with you, okay? Then you're going to think about your top 3 goals, which is what we're going to talk about also in a future session, to making our time blocked schedule here, okay? So this is the brain dump is so important because our working memory literally can't hold on to it all. I linked a video. I will find that video and link it to this post. But there's a great video about our working memory, and basically she visualizes it for us so well. Basically, we have, let's say, 4 buckets of things we can hold on to. So I'm going to get on this call. I'm going to use my document to teach at the beginning of the call. Then I'm going to have work time. And then I'm going to end with reflection, right? That's my 4 things. Now, if my working memory is so full of, but I'm overwhelmed with this and I have that appointment and I go there here at this time, then these 4 spots are like mush, right? Or maybe you have ADHD and you actually only have 3 or 2 spots that you can really hold on to things. This is the reason we brain dump, okay? And this is the reason we do this every single day. We just have to get that stuff out, okay? Otherwise, our prefrontal cortex is just overwhelmed and it shuts down quite literally. It literally shuts down. So the next piece is time blocking. And the purpose of this is to help your brain focus on the one thing you prioritized and decided to do from 9 to 10 right now. My time block is that I am on a call work with you session. Okay. You're going to write out your top 3 priorities from this brain dump. You're going to block each one for a half hour or an hour. We'll talk more about timing and how to estimate, but for today, just block them out. Then you're going to block out that time for self-care. It won't get done otherwise. So I'm going to put on, when I'm going to move over here and work on the treadmill, I'm going to put on mine yoga. I'm going to put on mine drinking 3 bottles of water. These are the things I have to put down here. Otherwise, they get skipped and then I'm dehydrated. I've sat too long and my energy is just depleted. Okay. Also, think about, and we're going to talk about all this more another time, your energy levels at different times of the day. Afternoons have been super tough for me. So I've been doing the treadmill, let's say at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And then this is super important to add a flex block when you're going to respond to emails, when things come up and they need to be done that day. Okay. So blocks reduce you from switching and help you actually get the shit done. That's the whole point. Okay. So what we're going to do now, and I'm doing pretty good. I got 2 more minutes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our work session time. Okay. You're going to do a 1-minute brain dump. I want you to write your 3 priorities. I want you to block those priorities and self-care into a time frame for today. You could do it on your Google Calendar as well. Don't forget to give yourself breaks, 5 minutes, move, go get a banana. I call one of my breaks a banana break, where I eat a banana around 10 o'clock, usually, depending on my calls. Outside, if I can, in the sun, getting vitamin D, 5 minutes, drink some water, eat a banana. Put those in there. And then you're going to start doing that first thing that you time block for this time of the day. Okay. So at the end, we'll come back together for like the last 5 minutes and we'll talk about what helped our brain the most today. Okay. So this doc is also attached in the post that I just posted saying we're getting together in 2 hours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually, you can see here, I waited to fill out mine for today. I'm going to do my brain dump. I'm going to do my 3 priorities. Where is it on this one? And then I'm going to do my time blocking. And then I'm going to start doing the task that I need to do at 9:15 my time, which is right now. And I'm going to turn off my screen and my microphone, and it's just work time. Okay. I do use Brain FM, which I can't play for you guys because it is a paid prescription. But what I'll do is I'll go into focus. And then I really like creativity. You can see it's already highlighted, but there's also learning, light work, motivation, deep work. And I will hit start listening. And right now I have an intervals, like Pomodoro type intervals. We can talk more about that, but I'm going to put it on timer and it's 9:15. So if we go 40 minutes, that's 55. That's perfect. So I'm going to put 40 minutes and I'm going to put apply. Okay. So we're going to work on our own stuff after we do our planning on prefrontal cortex. There's my 10-minute timer. And we're going to work for the next 40 minutes together. And then we'll come back and we'll say how it goes. Okay. So good luck. Put anything in the chat if you want to. I am going to be working, but I can check the chat and just see if you have any questions or anything as well. And we'll see you on the other side at our reflection time. You've got this. Give that prefrontal cortex a break and do your planning first. Okay? Deal. Pinky. Okay. Okay, what I love about this timer too is that it just stops and your brain's like, "Oh, where'd that amazing noise go?" It's AI functional music, so it's pretty cool. Um, I'm not an affiliate for Brain FM, but I highly recommend it to everybody. We sleep with it, I work with it, I relax with it, I meditate with it. It's just amazing. Okay, let me share my screen again, and we're going to do a quick reflection, and then we're going to jump off. So, basically, our reflection is kind of what did you do today and what helped your brain the most? Um, what did you do today? And then what helped your brain the most? So basically, for me, I worked on my system.io funnel and I figured out what I needed to do by, you might have seen me like kind of watching some videos and different things. And then I emailed my kind of WordPress helper, and she is hopefully going to put in my DNS stuff in my cPanel. I don't know. It's stuff that I don't know how to do. And then I should be good to go because my goal is to release my first YouTube video, which is ready to go, except for the thumbnail, which I now know I have to do first, but I'm going to start that on like video 3 or something. But my funnel is not completely ready. I've got my Ikigai PDF ready, and I'm just trying to get it all ready so I have the link, and then they'll get emails after that. And so I can talk more about that in the group. But that's what I did today. Um, I hope that you had a really good session. Tell me in the posts below what you accomplished during that 40, I think it was 40 minutes. And then what did my brain appreciate about today? Well, it sure appreciated doing the planning first, making me stick to it. I'm going to hang up here in a minute and I'm going to cross off work with me and domain from my time blocks here. I already crossed them off for my brain dump. What I do is as soon as I take it from a brain dump into the schedule, I cross it off here. So I get like double the cross off, right? And then once I've done it, I check it and cross it off here. And sometimes I'm fancy and I use a different color, which my brain really likes. I can also cross it off there. And you can see next I'm jumping onto a female finance collective call, co-working session where I'm going to be working on my finances alongside other women working on their finances. So that is today's session. I hope you enjoyed the beginning, learning a little bit more about your prefrontal cortex, our working memory, our inhibition, and our cognitive flexibility, as well as having time to hold each other accountable, do some body doubling, get the work done, get the shit done, and then a quick reflection here at the end, which is super important before you enter your next time block and space. Okay, so beginning, ending, the most important things you can do. So reflect real quick before you move on to the next hour or a half hour of your day. And I'm actually going to sign off 2 minutes early, go grab my banana. I'm not going to be able to get outside today for my banana, but I'm still going to have my banana. And I'm going to scarf it down real quick before I jump on the money call. Okay. I look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, that's the other thing I did real quick is I rescheduled next week's appointment. Work with me session doesn't work on Friday, so it's on Thursday. You'll see that in the calendar. And I look forward to seeing you and working with you then. Bye. It's a good day to have a good day.